Yeah. So, yeah, well, thank you for agreeing,
Oh,
for
absolutely. No. Yeah, absolutely.
because it's very important too. So your session was like a few weeks ago, and
Mm-hmm.
I know that a lot of people, not only, a lot of people are doing what I do, but most of them are doing it in Italian, and Spanish happens to be more like European thing, this particular method that I practice. And they always ask, like, why some people have immediate results, others don't, or some are partial, and some have to come back for a second session to do it themselves, to
Mm-hmm.
and believe more type thing. And I was gonna ask you, like how quick did you feel the difference after the session?
Yeah, I felt the difference almost, I mean, immediately after the session. And one of the things that you've said in a previous session is that knowledge is power. And I think that once I understood how powerful that I really am at the subconscious level and that I have a direct connection, just that part of it really just helped me to feel like, oh, wow, I don't have to rely on anything outside of myself. So just that shift in consciousness made a huge difference. I mean, I just felt like good afterwards. And that night, it seemed like when I went to sleep, my body was just vibrating. It's like the energy level was different. And so, and then I was just feeling like different sensations on like the bottom of my feet and the top of my head. And I just felt more powerful. I felt like, wow, this is, it made a difference because I think for so long, we're taught to look outside of ourselves, to be able to connect with, ourselves, or we're taught to look outside of ourselves for the answers. And what you did was just kind of said, no, you have that ability, you have that connection. So I just started to feel this, the energy level was different. I just felt freer and I felt more empowered, like immediately. And it's been like that ever since.
Right. Yeah, because our power lies in understanding the mechanisms of interference. And once you know that you're the only creator who also creates the responses, the feelings, emotions,
Hmm.
everything, how you react, and you can control that, you know? So you don't have to say that this person did this to me, look what he did, and, look how upset I am, and all this. I mean, you can just truly understand how controlled most people are. So there's no reason for you to waste your energy on creating those low vibrational emotions. And even if you did create them, not a big deal. You can uncreate them. You can turn your focus of attention into different thing, and or collect that energy, transform it into something, or just simply throw it out. Right? That the whole idea, because at some point I realized, and I keep telling it to people, that I used to create this different protections around me, so nobody touches me or whatever, nobody can influence me. But then I realized that you don't need that. All you need is your knowledge of how they act, and then when somebody starts saying something, you truly right away understand what they want from you, how they want to influence you, or how the system is using them to influence you,
Hmm.
right? To kind of make you, through them, they would rock your boat of emotions and try to get some emotion out of you so they could, you know, you can get lower, lower, lower at your vibrational level so they can be compatible with you to walk into your energy sphere and start doing what they're doing. And that's a problem because they separated us into physical and non-physical. And how does the physical know what is going on in non-physical? Was that etheric part? Only through that connection, either through meditation, you can do it yourself. Some people do it themselves, they don't need a session, and others need to come because they're so trapped in some circumstances, and you have to make the physical rational part known about the circumstances, how in the first place, go all the way back before the incarnation on earth to figure out what happened there. So once you understand, once you connect, magic happens. It's like
Hmm.
control. Um,
And
yeah,
that's an awesome feeling because now it's like, okay, that daily practice of kind of just saying, all right, you know that you have that portal, that you could just toss things in. And and now it's like I use the portal, if I need to, if there's something that, you know, I feel like I need to put into the portal, then I just imagine it going into that portal, going in it to like that vacuum, that hole being sucked up, and then I just tighten it off and I move on about my business. But just knowing that I can do that it's the most incredible feeling because like I said, I feel more in control, like over any outcome that I may deal with. And it doesn't matter whether it's family or at work or just whatever situation it is. I know that I have that ability to do that and fix that myself. So that's definitely a benefit to these sessions.
right. It's like a liberation of your soul and your essence through that understanding how powerful you are. Yeah, I wish everybody knew, but I think there's just that is gonna come, and that was like my dream when I experienced everything on myself, all
Hmm.
this, and practicing on myself to spread the knowledge to others. But yeah, and some people say, what if I can't see, but then you can feel, or you just know? You
Right.
have one of those abilities for sure, because to see, it has to be some genetic predisposition to it due to physical body, which is a filter. Some filter is genetically thicker,
Hmm.
and others are not. So you can just, like you said, you can imagine a portal, you can imagine you had your hands cleansing you. You can create anything, a vacuum, cleansing rain, a pool with water, you jump in your
Hmm.
to cleanse yourself. Anything like this would work. So, like, my children, I mean, they make up things like that. Like when they don't feel well, I mean, everybody catches. Like we know how we are bombarded with all these chemicals all over the place and
Hmm.
particles, pathogens, whatever. And I mean, they just fill up the top with water, and sometimes they just go underneath the water. They program the water to cleanse them, and then the headache disappears. You feel better.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah, it's you can do whatever you can imagine, and kids do it like they really truly believe in it. Look how
Hmm.
quickly they recover from anything, right?
Right.
I don't think that they can't. They don't have this programs formed yet,
Exactly.
right? And that's probably the part you notice, that you're just like, some of the programs you need to change after the session, right?
Hmm.
Like to do things the other way around from before. And I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy
You're
to
right.
happen. I mean, I run into situations too when I'd like have to pull myself together and you know strong will and all this. But it's all gonna be work out. It's just gonna work out at the end. I know that it always does when you're doing it by yourself, and even if you're a co-creator with somebody in your family, and you depend on you're making a move or something like this. A lot of people are moving these days from one state to another. I
Hmm.
just this email this morning, and everybody who lived in Florida, since birth, saying that, oh, there's so many people are coming and all this. But I almost feel like, how ironic is that the first session I had when I woke up, it was the regressologist from Florida, from Miami.
Hmm.
And then I said in that session back in 2016 that I'll be living in Florida.
Wow.
And now And I've been telling all these people, like all my friends who actually moved there already, and I'm still here. Yes, yeah, that's the funny part. I was saying that it's like Florida is like, you can call it New Earth or whatever terminology you use. We're building something huge there. And something huge there, it's like he has to catapult and spread the energy of that,
Hmm.
you know, into other states. Because I mean, California is amazing. There's so many amazing states, but they
Right.
are they're suppressed, right?
Right. Hmm.
And build some headquarters from where we'll start that movement. And that movement, if it starts going at a full speed, nobody can resist it. You know, so their draconian measures, whatever they're using, people through which they operate the system, I mean, just not gonna withhold this pressure from us. So I mean, there's four reasons why we come together. There's four reasons why we talk in about certain topics.
Hmm.
Because I mean, I've been talking about doing this for 5 years, and I've been learning through my own.
Hmm.
So it does take time. Anything that you're good at and enjoy doing at the end, as a result, takes time. So
Yeah, it's definitely a process, you know. It starts with the information and the knowledge, and even like with the co-creating aspect of it with family members. When we did the session for you know, my family members, that gave me a better understanding of why they are stuck or why they're going through what they're going through. And really, what you were describing for each one was really perfect. It was spot on. I mean, one daughter who was a mermaid has two big fish tanks in her room with all kind of fish, and you know, you're like, well, they're her friends. And but now she's just like, I don't know, she has just opened up. She has more energy herself. I mean, was just organizing her room yesterday and just, you know, doing all sorts of things. And I just seen like a difference just in her from that session because we, you know, we were able to subconsciously do some work with her. And I see the difference just being an observer, right, without saying anything to her, right? And so my other daughter, he said she was an elf and doesn't know why she's here. Yeah, she's still trying to figure out like what she wants to do at the age of 28. She's trying to figure out like where I want to work, and she has been kind of in that stuck position where she just doesn't know what she wants to do. But now I have a little background understanding that, well, on a subconscious level, she doesn't understand even why she's here, right? That allows me to help her, you know, in a more beneficial way, you know, because now that I have this information, you know, I can use that and subconsciously do work with her, right? So now, you know, just having that ability to do that. So, yeah, all the family members you really covered really well. I was just amazed at how just perfect that the descriptions were, you know. So, but knowing that and on the co-creating part, that gives me that ability to work with them at the subconscious level as well. So not just for me, but just for, you know, it's for them as well. It's just awesome, you know.
yeah, well, I'm glad. It makes me very happy when people give me feedback. That's why I keep in touch afterwards. And yeah, it's very empowering because we're all connecting energetically. It creates a wave of energy. We just don't see it, but we can feel it, right? You feel like
Hmm.
supported.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it was really nice to talk to you. And thank you so much for, you know, coming forward and doing this feedback. And so, because people are always interested in, you know, how it's going after session that's with all the people. I just can't process all this, and I'm trying to build up the website thanks to my former client who's a web
Hmm.
developer, and we're gonna put all this little messages people write me after session, what improved, you know, the
Hmm.
improved results, and some things come later on that side so people could read. But I think it's better when they watch something and they feel your energy and my energy paired together.
Right.
Makes it more powerful, you know,
Hmm.
rather than just reading. Well, thanks a
Yeah.
lot. At the time it was 14:41. Kind of funny. Gonna turn the recording.
Okay.